Today I am going to do a larger journal page. So this is the journal that I started at the beginning of January. And I did, at the first of the year, I did a lot of just Zen doodling, drawing, things like that. Then I started doing some collage in here. And I haven't done anything in here for a while. This was from the 1st of July. The middle of July, and then the first week of August, I did this page. And I want to do a hello autumn, hello fall page. So I'm going to start with something different. I have some fall napkins here. And these ones just have this. It says grateful in the middle, but they have these wonderful leaves. And I'm thinking I'd like to use some of this on this page. And I might have to use both sides of this napkin. We're going to see. But I am going to use my Mod Podge and I'm going to put this down. But I think I'm going to... Let me see how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to take my water and I am going to draw just a crooked line down the page like this and tear this off. And then I'm going to take this side here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not being careful and I'm using an extreme amount of water, but it's okay because I'm just kind of being a bit ragged. And then I don't need the middle of that napkin. So I need to separate these now because my images that I put over top will probably be in the middle. I'm just going to overlap this here like that and just be okay with it. So let me put these down. So one of the things, the really cool things with napkins is that you don't have to glue the page before you put your napkin down. You just put your napkin down and you just Mod Podge right through them. They're so porous and absorbent that it makes this possible. So that little piece right there is stuck down. Just be gentle and brush lightly. I'm going to go from my line across. I've got what's left, because I've been using this a lot, what's left of an old vintage book. And I am going to just tear some pieces off of this. And I think I want it like that, because I think I'm going to put this down in the bottom corner. Maybe I'll put it up here across the top. It says vitamins. I think I'll put it down here like this and glue it down. And in this case, it's a good idea to put the Mod Podge on the back of your piece. I'm just going to do it right on top of my journal page so I don't get glue all over. So that one's down. This is fairly thick book page as well. And then I've got this little bit that I think I'm going to put up here. And I have left some of the blank edge of the page on this because this is such a vintage book. And I love the coloring that's on the outside edge of this. And then a little bit across here. And I think that's all I'm going to put of the book page on. It takes a minute for this paper to moisten and then want to glue down. It's crispy paper. I think the printing of this old book is from like 1941. So it's quite old. But it's a book on vitamins, so it's not something that is really collectible. I checked into it first to make sure. So I've got a little book page on here. I'm going to grab my old music book here. This happens to be a Beatles music book. My husband had duplicates of it. He collects all things Beatles. And sometimes he forgets what he's got. And he picked this up twice. So I'm going to tear that off like that. Maybe a little more. I want it to be more of just the music notes, not a whole bunch of other stuff. So I think I'm going to put this down here at the bottom. This is a little thinner, so it should go down a little bit easier. And I'm going to take just this little thin strip that I ripped off. Oh, this must be Rocky Raccoon because it says in the Black Mountain Hills of Dakota. I think that's the line that comes before lived a boy named Rocky Raccoon. A little there. When you just use music page like this, you have more of a look of stamping if you don't put a whole bunch of the book page on. Let me see. Yeah. A little more like that. So I've got some music page, some book page. I've got a little of my background showing through. Let's cut my excess off. So I have left this to dry for a while because I put quite a little bit of Mod Podge on that. And then I put a layer of gesso over top of it because Mod Podge is sticky. It's tacky to touch. It doesn't ever really lose its tackiness. At least that's what I find. And while that was drying, I went and did a few things around the house and then came back and I cut out some images and words from the Autumn Stories and Backgrounds from Mary Me's Small Art. I will link this in the description. And it's one of my favorite collage books. Actually, every single book that I've got that's from Mary Me's Small Art is one of my favorite books. Yeah, I've got all the seasons but winter now, and I have ordered it. So what I've done was I cut out a pumpkin. I left the stem off because I cut a sitting fairy. So I have a few more little things that I have to cut and to add to this page. But for now, she's going to sit on my pumpkin like this. I have a tag, and this is a double cut tag from a punch or some kind of a cutter. I don't have a tag punch of any sort, and this just happens to be in these gorgeous fall colors, and I kind of want to add it in here like this. I'll show you why in a minute. On the tag, I'm going to put Hello Autumn like that. And at the bottom here, I'm going to put, notice that autumn is more the season of the soul than of nature. I absolutely love that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this down. And this isn't going to get glued down like the rest of the stuff on this page, because this is going to be like a little tuck spot, just a little surprise, So I'm going to take this, I'm going to glue across the bottom and up this side. And just halfway at the top. And then I'm going to put it on it so that it sticks off the page a little bit, because I can. Why not? Put that down. And to do that, I used my art glitter glue. It's not in the right bottle because I broke my glitter glue bottle, but it's going to work. Let's take this off of here for just a minute. I just want to make sure I've got it down everywhere. Now there's this little hidden tuck spot there. And nobody is the wiser. The only person that knows it's there is me and whoever watches this video. I'm going to stick the Hello Autumn down now while I'm working on this tag. Because that just seems to be the perfect spot for it. Then I'm going to work on my fairy and my pumpkin. So I love the little nozzle on this as well. Now, of course, just like any other time, you can just grab your Mod Podge and glue it down. But I've already gessoed the surface of this to go over the Mod Podge once. And I'm going to put gesso over top of these bits as well. She's going to be sitting right on here, because that pumpkin is the perfect little perch for her to have a little rest while she's going on her walk, whatever it is she's doing. Now I need one more thing here. Her hand, I cut off a leaf. Okay, so it's time for another coat of gesso. I want a little something else on there, and I've got this really cheap watercolor palette from Temu. I got 3 of them in 3 different shade combinations. And her wings, so everything that's on my page, because it's covered with gesso, is very, very matte. But I think her wings, I think they should have like a translucent look to them. I'm just going to take a wet so this is a green metallic watercolor. I get this far and I love my page, and then I think I want to do a little bit more, and I'm almost scared because I haven't done this. But I've got gesso on here, so if it looks terrible, I can take it back off, I think. So that isn't too bad. I kind of tried to keep the watercolor off the center. I moved it a little bit, dried it, moved it a little bit with a wet brush, dried it, and kind of took it off the center so you could see the veins, but you get that shiny little bit of a look to it, only in certain lights. So I need a border, and got this brush pen from Prismacolor, a permanent marker, and I think I've got a smudged border on the last few, so I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to just do squiggly lines. I'm going to go around my words. And I'm intentionally not going straight because there's too many bumps and too much texture on this page, and it's just going to catch my pen if I try to go straight and run off. So I'm just purposely sketching some lines here. There, no straight lines. Kind of. Okay, so this is my full journal page. I'm going to call it done. I'm not going to do any blending or shading or anything on this. I made the background so that it was kind of chunky and bold, and I like it that way. I don't want to blend it all back in and cover it up, or I'm not going to see these little bits of the napkin if I do that, and I do want to see it. So I'm going to leave it the way that it is. I love the way it turned out. I love the little tag. That's something new for me, but this is my first autumn, and so it's going to kind of work like a bookmark in here for the change of seasons. So there's my page completely done. I love it. The background is just enough. It's a little busy. So you've got this that you see first, then you start looking at what's in behind. And I love it when a page does that. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think of adding this little hidden pocket. I might write myself just a little tiny note, an affirmation or something like that, and fold it up and just tuck it in here and hide it. I'll know that it's there. I don't necessarily have to get it out and read it, but I'll know it's there. Yeah. So like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that before you leave. My YouTube stats show me that most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. It only takes a minute. It doesn't cost anything. And if you're subscribed, you'll be able to come back and see what I'm up to next. Hit the notification button if you desire to do so. I'll see everyone in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now, everyone. Have a really wonderful day.